my very first ever YouTube video, and I just want to show you around my place. I live in northern Alberta, northeastern Alberta, Canada, and I'm just kind of learning my way through gardening and homesteading, I guess. I don't know. Live out in the country and built our place in, oh shucks, about 10 years ago. It was all forest. My husband and I did a lot of work to get to where we are today. Oh, there's my Penny having a dirt bath. We have 3 outdoor cats that are excellent mousers, which you need when you live in the country, and 2 indoor cats that think they're outdoor cats in the summer. Yeah, so welcome to my first ever video. Now it's going to be very amateur because I have an iPhone 8 and I have no mics, no fancy stuff. And you know, I don't know, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I'm very inspired by other people that do YouTube videos. And I just thought, you know, I'd like to try that, just see how it goes. Wouldn't it be great to get just 1 follower? Maybe 10? I don't know. I don't care, actually. I don't care if I ever get any followers. I just think it'd be great to video our lives out here, and my memory's getting bad as I get older, so I can always go back and look at my videos and say, oh, that's what I did that year. So there's my garden. Every little tree we planted. I've got lots of little spots around here that I got little gardens everywhere. So yeah, so the name of my channel is a little kind of confusing because it's called Not Now, I'm Crafting. As in, like, not now, I'm crafting. Go away. I'm busy here. Don't bother me with your stuff. Because I thought about doing a YouTube channel months ago, like in the winter, when I was in the house crafting a lot. So yeah, so I called my channel Not Now I'm Crafting, but it could be called Not Now I'm Gardening. Not now I'm reading. Not now I'm watching YouTube. So it could be called lots of things. Just depends on my mood and what I'm doing at the time. So anyways, if you like gardening, if you like crafting, if you like thrift shopping, if you want to see what it's like to live in northern Alberta, Canada, then this is a good spot to come and join me. See what kind of trouble I can get into. Yeah, I don't know how many videos I'll actually make, but we'll see how she goes. I think it'll be fun. Yeah. Let's take a look around. Here's a shot of my little tomato patch. I have 6 plants. I got a very late start this year because we weren't here in the month that I usually plant, so nothing got put in until about the 2nd week of June. But yeah, they're coming. There's 6 of them, and they already have little tomatoes coming on them. So we'll get a few. And I planted a row of marigolds in front just the other day. Well, I guess about a week and a half ago, and they're coming up nice, and hopefully they keep the deer and other pests away. The deer like to come in and eat everything. And you can see right here I got these things in the ground, and they're terracotta, and I got them from the thrift store, and my friend told me that they're, I think you pronounce it as rulas, you put them in the ground beside your plant, and you fill them with water, and they help to keep the plant from drying out. So they work really great. I wish I could find 100 more of these things, but I got 6. And there's some little flowers coming on the tomato. Yeah, they definitely, my plants get bigger and are healthier with these water containers beside them. So yeah, there's my little tomatoes. They're not very tall, and I think I got a couple like bushy beef steaks or whatever, and some tiny Tims or cherries or something. So hope we get some feasting off of those. Here's a little shot of my delphinium that I got as just a little piece from my cousin. And man, that thing is taller than me now. It's coming into bloom. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's so healthy looking this year. And yeah, it's about 6 feet tall right now. I love it. Love those blue flowers. Oh, they're gonna be so pretty. So I'll just take you around my perennial bed here. It's on the side of our garage. And yeah, I got all of these plants from my cousin. Just little cuttings or she just divided her perennials and gave them to me. Except for my peonies. I bought a couple, and I have to deadhead these. But this is the first year they've bloomed. So I was very excited. They were gorgeous. And you can see I had a lot of blooms on this one, so that made me very happy. And yeah, it took them about 3 years to bloom, so I wasn't sure they were ever going to bloom. And they did. My chives got completely flattened out by rain in June, so I gave them a real hard haircut, and look at those guys coming back. They're just standing right up now. I got these little signs from Dollar Tree, and I thought, oh, those are just awesome. I will be able to tell what my plants are. I'll put them in the ground and write on them with permanent marker, and yeah, no, permanent marker disappeared. So a lot of my plants, I don't know what they are. Never wrote it down anywhere else. And so I did buy this bush. I bought it as like a memorial for my little grandbaby that was miscarried, and so I call that baby my angel baby. And I planted this little bush when I was grieving for him or her, and yeah, it's really grown. It's about 2 years old now, and of course I don't know what it's called because my marker faded away, but it gets these really pretty little pink flowers, and usually it is loaded with pink flowers all summer long, from spring right through to fall. And so if anybody knows what that plant is, I'd love to know the name of it. And I gave it a hard haircut this year too, because it was just looking wild and it wasn't blooming. And yeah, I don't know, I wish I had like a trimmer, a real nice electric trimmer, so I could shape it right, because I suck at shaping. But there you go, there it is. And here's another peony, and this one is the same as the last one. And these are irises, I know that for a fact. And they were really pretty. Oh, I got some nice long roots growing in there. Yeah, real pretty irises. And yeah, I might have to separate some of these out, because they're really looking full and happy. And behind there is another little peony, and I think it's got just too much shade. It hasn't bloomed yet, and it hasn't gotten very big, so I might move that one in the fall. And I know that these are related to delphiniums, but I don't know what they're called because, yeah, there's the sign. And, yeah. Oh, but look, wasn't I smart? I painted a rock and it was hiding there. I put the name on a rock. Wow, that's a good idea. I should do that for all my plants. Okay, so that's a monk's hood. And it's about ready to bloom too. And it's about, I'm gonna say 4.5 feet tall. Got it the same time as that delphinium over there. And, ooh, it's gonna be so gorgeous. Of course, when I got these plants, I didn't know, I know nothing about gardening and about perennials. And so I stuck these little plants close to the edge of the bed because that's where I could reach. And not knowing they were gonna grow 5-6 feet tall. So there they are, the big guys at the front of the bed, and I got poor little peonies behind them trying to get some sun. So I'll probably move that one too. That one was a nice pink one. Oh, it was really nice, a light pink. And then over here, I had a beautiful dark pink. Only got 2 blooms though, but maybe next year we'll get more. And yeah, this, oh, this was a daylily, I think. Yeah, it had really pretty yellow blooms in the spring, early summer, and of course they're finished now. It just looks like a nice tall grass. And then here, I love this plant. This plant is gorgeous when it's all full of flowers. My Stella Doro. See, I know that because of my rock, right? Yeah, so, yeah, that's pretty. And it's pretty hot though, so the leaves are kind of curling on her this year, and she's not as tall as she was last year. But I'm going to give them a big drink right away. This is a, a sign I made for my mom years and years ago, and she had it at her house, and then when I became a grandma and she was downsizing, she gave it back to me. And so there it is in my yard, and I have 2 grandchildren, a little girl and a little boy. And yeah, I found this statue at the thrift store and it made me think of them, so they're in my garden. And this is allium, I think it's called. Comes out with white flowers, early spring. The most delicate little white flowers. They're really pretty. But this guy, he's spreading. And I've tried like digging him up, and the roots are like crazy under there. It's like wiring all over under the ground. And so I just hoe back where I don't want it to spread, and I'm just kind of letting it take over here. And here's another little rock I painted because I was looking up words that mean welcome, and I think I wouldn't even try to pronounce it because I don't know the language, but I think it's Irish, and I think it means welcome. So I love things like that, little interesting little things in my garden. And then back here I have this perennial that I bought, and it's doing really good. And again, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, those little red flowers, they stay all summer, and it's growing really nice. And then I walk over this way, and back here I had bought another perennial at the same time, and this is kind of a fail. It was all like this, and then it didn't come back this year except for this little chunk right here. So I'm hoping that that's enough, that it'll keep growing and come back, and I just keep watering it and fertilizing it and hoping something will happen, something good will happen. Yeah, I have a lot of space still to fill, but I like that I can walk through here and drag my hose through to water everything. So I don't know. This is my homemade bird bath. got the base and the top at a thrift store separately, and I put those together, and I think it looks cool. And it's heavy, nice and heavy. Yeah, so there's those little pink blossoms on that little bush for my baby angel in heaven. Yeah, and then when you walk back around this way, there's my tomato patch and stuff. So that's my perennial, well, my tomato patch and perennial garden as I swing around. And we live pretty much in a forest, so we built our own place out here. Just give you a little swoop of the yard. My husband has many a project. He likes to rebuild old cars and stuff, so that's the view from my garage. Our garage. Here's my little shed garden. I call this my little cottage. Someday going to be my cottage garden. It's just a little old shed that holds a bunch of junk that my husband can't part with. Yeah, and I've just made a little rock edged garden here. When I asked for the planter boxes in front of my fake windows, this is all made out of, the boxes and shutters are made out of pallet wood. And so hubby was kind enough to help me and put everything up and stuff, and he put the boxes up too high. So it's a real bugger to try and water anything in those. So for now, I've put fake flowers in there, and that's a temporary arrangement because next year this shed will need to be painted again, and then I will get him to lower those boxes when I repaint the shed. But anyways, this bleeding heart was just growing in another part of my yard, and so I I dug up some of it and put it here, and it's doing so good. And then right here, I just got this year. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the color of those leaves. It's yeah, I actually have the tag on this one. It's a coral bell. Coral bell's heuchera. Oh, I really hope it takes off and does well there because it's so pretty. I just love it. This garden is, I'm naming this cottage Frogmore Cottage because we get a lot of frogs in here. So I found a froggy at the thrift store, and he's the king of the Frogmore Cottage. My little chair here just has a geranium in there, which probably isn't getting enough sun. Still need to fill my welcome basket. This one, the Juga, it's struggling. I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be doing much, so I got impatiens planted all over because it's shady. And this one I lost the tag and didn't make a sign for it, so I don't know what it is, but it seems to be doing okay. And beside it I have a fern that I actually dug out of the forest and replanted here. And it came back this spring, so I'm guessing it's gonna live there forever now. Maybe hopefully spread around and shoot up some little babies. Antler found in the forest. This, I don't know what this is either. And I'm just hoping somebody will tell me what it is because I lost the card. It's really pretty. And then this one is, I still have this one. I think it's, oh, garden phlox. I've seen those in other people's gardens and they get so pretty. Spiky, pretty flowers on them. So I hope that happens. It seems to be struggling too. So we'll see. Maybe it's just too shady over here. I don't know. But anyways, that's my shed garden. And this little treasure came from my son. It's a clawfoot tub that he found it was in the backyard of the house he bought. And he said, "Mom, do you want it?" I said, "Heck yeah, I want it. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. Don't know yet." It came with a sink too. These things are super heavy. Super heavy. I can't even move that. And so I think they're really authentic stuff. So if you have any suggestions for what to do with a clawfoot tub in your yard or garden, I don't know, flowers in it, or make it some sort of water feature, collect rainwater off the roof, I don't know. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know. But anyways, that's my little shed garden. Just another little part of my yard that I love. Right here's my potato patch. It's kind of a sad little potato patch. But you know, I like I said, I got started late this year with my planting. We were gone for most of May and a good part of June, so it was second week of June when I finally got, going with the planting. And so everything's behind, and I thought, I'm gonna plant potatoes anyway, because you can still eat baby potatoes and they're fabulous. So that's not a waste. If we get a few baby potatoes out of this garden, I'll be happy. There's Lola, my scarecrow. Her name is Lola. She is a scarecrow. That's kind of like a reference to Barry Manilow, that song, Copacabana. And yeah, so the deer, last year the deer ate everything, absolutely everything. Anything green, they ate it. Now, everybody said, "Oh no, they won't eat potatoes. They don't eat potatoes." Yeah, I saw them eating potatoes. They took the tops right off of my potato plants, so I did get some potatoes, but it wasn't a great crop. So this year, I talked my husband into devising this fishing wire fence around my garden, because I did some video researching, and that's what was recommended by a few people, was fishing line, like 3 different levels of fishing line. And when they touch it, they can't see it, but when they touch it, it freaks them out. So we put this in yesterday, this line. Look at my girl coming. Here she comes. Hey, that's Penny. She's the shy one. Anyways, this morning I get up to check any tracks, any deer tracks in my garden. None. None so far. Hello, Penny. Hello. What you doing? What's up? What? Where you going? Oh, you're so chatty. You're so chatty this morning. Hey, girl. What's happening? Yeah. This is my garden shed. It contains all my tools and my pots and my knickknacks, and in the winter I can't put out things in there that'll freeze and break, but it holds all kinds of other stuff. So anyways, we got this shed, it was gonna get tossed. So I said, yeah, I'll take it. It's got some kind of electrical box thing on there that my husband needs to take off. But anyways, yesterday I was like, oh, the weather's gonna be nice. I'm gonna go to Canadian Tire and buy some trim clad or some rust paint, Rust-Oleum or something, and I'm gonna paint that door and paint the top there, that green stuff. I don't want it green. And it had some kind of sticker or something on the door, and it's all wrecked and rusty and damaged. Well, imagine my surprise when I saw the cost of a little can, not a spray can. I want something I can roll. You know, those little cans. And it was $45. So that isn't going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to do instead, but that's ridiculous. I'm not paying that for this old funky shed. I'm not spending $45. It's a great shed though. It holds a lot of stuff. I have shelving in there. Here, just to give you a little peek. It's a mess. Like, don't get me wrong. I have not organized it very well. Big heavy steel door. Yeah, look at, oh, it has it has 2 windows. Could be a great little gardening shed if I could convince my husband to, you know, help me organize and put in some tables. Whatever. Right now it's great for storing all my junk. I got a lot of stuff. Okay, Penny, you can't live in here. Come on. What are you, she's probably looking for mice. Good girl. There's my compost pile. Yeah. It's a bit of an eyesore. And then here, last year I had, well, this old tree fell down and it was hollow, so I was like, cool. So I planted petunias in there last year and they were gorgeous. Looked really pretty. I just haven't got that far yet. I know, it's the middle of July. Yeah, well, some things, you know, some things just don't happen. But next year they will, for sure. Okay, Penny, I gotta get her out of here. This flower bed's in front of our house. And ooh, there's a little hummingbird up there. My flag is chasing him away from the feeder. Anyways, let's go in and take a look at what I got going on in here. Love this one. I just got this one this year. It's a Jack Frost Brunnera. And ooh, I sure hope it does well there because I love those leaves. They're gorgeous. Love them. I've seen them on other people's videos and oh, they're just so stunning. Hope you fill in and get nice and big and happy. And I have several dogwood bushes in here because I started with one about 3 years ago. That big boy at the end. And he's doing so good, so I thought, hey, why not make this whole bed just dogwood, just to block out the ugly underneath of the deck. This is something just, I don't know, what do you call that when it just shows up on its own? Volunteer? Well, I guess it's volunteered to grow in my flower bed. I don't know what it is, some kind of lily or something, but it's never bloomed. There's my other dogwood. I thought I was buying all different dogwoods, but I don't know. I feel like that guy and that guy are the same. And my hosta. Oh, I would also love this flower bed to be full of hostas because I love them. There's so many different kinds and they're all so beautiful. And this poor guy, I planted him last summer and he was just little and he grew pretty good, and then one day I came out and something had eaten him right to the ground. Oh, my hands are very dirty. Eaten everything right down to the ground. And I thought, oh, he's not going to survive the winter. And then this spring I came out and checked and nothing. Then one day I was watering the dogwood and I looked and there was some baby hosta leaves coming up and I was so happy. So yeah, I really hope he does well here. It's a nice, cool, shady part of my yard. So yeah, I'm always on the lookout for more hostas, but I'm also extremely cheap. So yeah, don't like to pay full price for anything. And when I went to the store yesterday to see what was left, you know, early July, you'd think there'd be some things left over on sale. Nothing left. So you snooze, you lose, I guess. That's okay. I'm fine with it. Really wouldn't know where to put it this year anyway. My bed's pretty full, so yeah. So that's my front side bed, front flower bed. Let's see if that hummingbird will come back. Isn't my flag beautiful? I just love my flag. Yeah. Oh, Canada. Yeah, so anyway, that's a quick view of a few parts of our yard, and I'm gonna bring this, my very first video, to a close. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to share some more projects with you in the future. Thanks for viewing. Take care. Bye.